sofa,
Okay.
chew up a bunch of wires,
Yeah.
little poop pellets everywhere. It was just like we didn't know. Do we keep it in a cage? Do we let it out like a cat? What's the point of a rabbit? You can't pick it up. You can't pet it.
You didn't know anyone with a rabbit? You couldn't have asked rabbit advice?
No.
You're in high school at this point?
Yeah, I don't know. Nobody really had a rabbit.
No?
Did you know anyone else who had a rabbit?
Couldn't tell you off the top of my head because I don't care.
Yeah. You don't care about people's pets?
Not especially. I mean, maybe if I've met the pet and it's a cool pet, someone's dog, someone's cat, maybe.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm usually not going to remember people's cats' names. Dogs, I might remember. If you have a rabbit or not, I probably won't even remember that.
Oh. So it's not one of your, when you meet somebody new, it's not, hi, I'm Sebastien. What's your name? What's your favorite color? Do you have a pet?
Is this what you do?
Yeah, that's how you make friends.
What's your favorite color? That's your first question past their name?
It's a little dated, but people
A
still
little
have
dated?
them.
What do you mean it's dated?
Well, it's the kind of thing you ask when you're in elementary school. But
Okay.
people still have favorite colors.
Sure.
I don't even know.
You don't even know your favorite color?
I'm too complicated. I'm a complex guy. I don't have just. It's probably green, actually. Green. What about you?
I just like how I'm too complex. It's green.
Why?
But in all honesty, it's green.
While I was talking to you, I saw the color green behind you, and that really tickled my fancy.
I don't know. I kind of always said I liked yellow when I was young,
Yeah?
but now I think I like orange more. But also maybe like maroon or brown.
Oh, see, I could see yellow and
Earthy
orange,
colors. Earthy colors.
but yeah.
I'm wearing brown right now.
You are wearing brown, yeah. It's a very, 70s color. Anyway, see, that's a conversation starter.
Is it?
And it ends
Because it kind of it's
abruptly.
a quick
Yeah.
end to that conversation.
Well, that's why you have do you have any pets? You keep that in your back pocket. And you throw that out.
Okay, so Matthew, your pet, your rabbit, what was its name?
I don't think we ever gave it a name. I
Really?
think we cared about it so little that it didn't get a name.
Really?
I think we just fed it cat food. I think they're allowed to eat cat food. I don't know if we were being cruel. It was just
Okay.
easier that way.
Did you get along with the cat?
Honestly, I don't even remember having a cat at that time. We probably did. We've always had a cat, but
It'd
that
be
rabbit
weird
was
for you
just-
to be buying cat food with no cat and feeding it to your rabbit instead of buying rabbit food. I understand if you already have a cat, just like,
Yeah.
well, they can both eat it.
This whole period of my life really is a blur.
Your teens?
Well, just the time when I
Was
had
it
the
a
rabbit.
troublesome time, Matthew, when you were a teen? You were like, it's all a blur. You were deep into drugs. Like, what was going on?
It was just that rabbit. It
It was
cursed,
just
cursed our family. It took away our memories.
Oh man,
It was a black rabbit. I mean, it's basically it's a witch.
was it? But like, don't let a black rabbit cross your path. What? How's that go? No, that's a cat.
It's a cat. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if rabbits really have any. I mean, hares. They're bigger than rabbits, but they seem pretty sinister.
How?
I don't know.
They're still hippity hoppity little long eared.
Yeah. I don't know, man. We didn't keep that rabbit for long. I think we just went back to the pet store and gave it back to them.
So okay, so you got a rabbit. Some time passes. You go, we don't want this rabbit. Pet store, will you take it back? Find it some new home?
Yeah, basically. It was like, well, they probably told us we can't get a refund. It's like, I don't want a refund.
I just want to be rid of it,
Yeah.
and I don't feel like eating it.
Yeah, and it's like, honestly, if you don't take them back, we're just letting them free in the field behind our house. And I don't know. I guess a rabbit would do, well, it probably wouldn't do very well.
Probably not, no.
No. I mean, they're wild rabbits, but not that one.
No, exactly. It wouldn't last the night. An owl would swoop in and take it.
Yeah.
I was reading an article just this week, Matthew, informing people not to buy rabbits for pets for Easter because too many people do, and too many people don't want rabbits as pets.
Kids hate rabbits.
And they end up just being set out, let free.
Yeah, because I think there's so many different kinds of rabbits. My mom did not buy the kind of rabbit with the big floppy ears or the cuddly rabbit. She bought like the muscular rabbit. Like the
What do you
muscular
mean?
type
Like,
of rabbit. Like
you'd let him out of the cage and go lean on the corner of the wall and like chew on a toothpick and flick it away.
constantly doing rabbit push-ups and rabbit curls. No, just like you go to pick it up and you expect something to be soft, like a limp rag doll of a cat or something, and then this thing just full of muscle, like picking up a little chihuahua.
Okay.
You can't cuddle up with a chihuahua.
I don't know. My younger sister used to have a chihuahua.
They're
I'd
just
pick
all
him up.
bones
He
and
was
muscle.
like a small football or something.
Yeah.
And I'd pick him up or a small football or a very big potato.
Okay.
And I'd pick him up and carry him around. And, I'd take a nap on your lap or whatever. You could cuddle with you. You couldn't really cuddle with him because he's too small.
Well, footballs and potatoes do not seem cuddly.
No, but he was warmer.
Okay. I guess they do have blood circulation, but I'll give you that.
All right, Matthew. Loïc.
Yeah.
We ordered the cheeseburger off the menu. $16 cheeseburger.
Almost as much as... how much were those oysters?
I think the same price, actually.
Same price.
Yeah.
For how many?
6.
6.
Oysters aren't that cheap.
It was a horror.
And these were pretty great oysters, honestly.
It's a horror to watch you eat those things.
Really? I really kept trying to push one on you.
Yeah.
And you refused and refused. I would try to sell it in a different way. You were talking about how you've eaten mussels before. It's like, oh, these aren't like mussels. These are far better than mussels. Mussels are rubbery and chewy.
What was this? What was this like?
It's very soft and delicate.
Maybe I was a shellfish in a former life because it was hard to watch you eat them.
Was it really?
And you weren't even doing it. You weren't even slurping them out or anything. You were doing it very delicately. But
yeah,
you just
tilt your head back and let it slide into your mouth.
Down your throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross.
After a little bit chewing and enjoying it, you don't want to just swallow it whole.
I would want to get rid of it as soon as possible.
Well, I guess I'm glad I didn't give you one of my oysters, Matthew.
Yeah.
Although if you did, I'd hold it over you, knowing that I watched you eat an oyster.
But then the burgers came.
Matthew, that cheeseburger was sat down in front of you. What were your initial thoughts of the cheeseburger? Sesame seed bun, homemade bun.
Mm-hmm.
Lettuce, no tomatoes for you, but normally tomatoes. Pickles, American cheese, beef patty, onions, and a condiment of vague origin. Our waitress described to us that it was all the condiments kind of put together.
Yeah, with a little extra something.
Yeah, with a little extra something.
I think she realized
maybe a fancy something.
she showed her hand a little too much, wanted to keep something to the imagination.
That's right. A little dash of paprika or something. I'm not sure.
Well, I don't want to speculate.
Hint of vinegar.
Oh, now you're getting it. Yeah, there's a lot going on. It was a. I think the first thing what really caught my eye were the crinkle cut French fries.
I also asked about the crinkle cut French fries. If the crinkle cut was done in house.
Mm-hmm. Do they have a crinkler in the back?
Yeah, exactly. I assume they cut them straight and then crinkle them.
That's a lot of work. So you cut a straight fry and then someone with a knife just chisels away to make crinkles?
Oh, no. It's like a press. It crinkles it.
Yeah. There's got to be other ways.
Oh, I'm sure that's not how they do it. They probably just cut it with like a diagonal cut. But I was suggesting to you before I even asked that these were probably McCain crinkle cut fries.
I thought, no way.
That's right. You said that they weren't. You insisted that they weren't. We asked the waitress, hey, do you guys crinkle these cuts? I think that's how I phrased it. Do you crinkle these cuts in-house? And she said, no, McCain's. Then you thought, that's a little cheap.
It is a little cheap. It's very cheap.
I completely disagree, because if they were to just buy potatoes and chop them, that would be cheaper.
I don't know, but I mean, for a restaurant, you don't want to just be selling McCain's fries. You want to be making your own fries.
See, the thing is, though, Matthew, even though this is a nice restaurant, they serve oysters, they give us champagne for showing up. I think the idea of doing a burger at a place like this was that they were doing a comfort food. They're doing a home style. They're giving you those crinkle cuts, doing a regular old cheeseburger wrapped in a wax paper with your McCain fries. Here's a little ketchup. Here's a little homemade mayo. Enjoy. So it's the same simple recipe, but make it a little nicer. Aside from the crinkle cut fries, we're doing it a little nicer than you could do it in your oven, because they probably have a fryer.
Oh yeah, I mean, I had a really bad relationship with crinkle cut fries as a youth.
Were they abusive towards you?
They probably just they were very cold towards me, very lacking in any flavor. Irregularly cooked, I guess. I would really only get them when I went to friends' places for the supper, and I feel like they would keep the crinkle cuts in the back of the freezer for when they had company over, because they didn't want to use, the good fries.
Oh, I think the complete opposite. You're keeping those crinkle cuts to show off. When you have a guest, you go home and you're like, Mom, their fries were all zigzaggy.
Yeah.
Do you think that to you, I guess maybe to you, that's like, Mom, I don't know what this family does, but their potatoes are all zigzaggy. Something's concerning. To me, I'm like, ooh, that's a nice touch.
Nah, to me, it's like I don't want to go back to these people's houses because they're serving me cold fries. Like they're cooked. When I say cooked irregularly, like they're kind of burnt on the bottom, but then white and cold on the top.
Because they haven't been flipped
haven't
halfway
flipped
through
them.
in the oven instructions.
That's the biggest joke I've ever
What do you mean?
seen, though. Is it on the bag of French fries when it says flip halfway through cooking time? You want me to go and individually flip 100 French fries?
No, you take a spatula and you flip them en masse.
Yeah, but like you do that and you don't actually flip them all. Some of them
you flip most of them.
flip back around the other way. It's so right. Like I've actually spent the time to flip each one.
Matthew, why?
Why? Because I want to have
You
a
got
perfect
100
fry.
fries and you're flipping them all individually?
Because sometimes you want a perfect fry. And
Yeah.
in that situation, you should just deep fry them.
I suppose that's true. But honestly, if I use a spatula and flip 90% of them, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, I always make it. I feel like I never get them all. They're always never turns out as well as it did at this Loïc.
Okay, fair enough. And you even had an extra note about these French fries. You said, these fries are salty.
Yes, I think I even went further to say they are too salty.
Yeah.
And that's
That's saying a lot with Matthew, because
Yeah.
last week when we were at Scores, you got some fries. You didn't even taste them. You grabbed a salt shaker and just started dumping.
sometimes you can tell. Sometimes you look at them and you can tell. This I looked at them and they were a little sparkly.
Those
I
crystals
could
of
see
salt.
the crystals
Yeah.
taunting me. I'm just like, there might be too much of us. See if you can handle us. And I did, but I didn't like all of it. Too
Really?
much.
I didn't even think twice about it until you mentioned it.
So it wasn't too salty for you.
No, I thought it was a fine level of salt on these fries. I really honestly didn't notice it. They were salty enough for me to go back to wanting more burger. Honestly, I ate some of the fries before I started the burger because crinkle cut. It's exciting. Had a couple bites of the burger and then thought to myself, oh man, I better put this down and eat some fries or else I'm just going to finish this burger and have a whole bunch of fries.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's saying something to maybe I'm doing better, not eating as much salt. So when I have something that's pretty salty, I'm like, oh, I'm not used to it anymore. Maybe.
I mean, perhaps, this was also my first meal of the day. So maybe I was just hungry, even though it was nearly 6 p.m. I had not consumed anything today. Aside from, I had sort of a midnight snack at maybe 2 in the morning. I was watching a documentary on the internet and felt like a little snack. And so I fixed myself a bowl of frosted mini wheats with milk. And I decided I was going to get back in bed and eat those mini wheats. So I held the bowl, trying to be very conscientious not to spill any milk. Got in bed, set my laptop back on my lap, fixed my pillows up behind me so I could stay seated up. And then thought, oh, I'm a little chilly though. Let me pull this comforter up over my chest a bit. And then I spilled milk on my comforter. That's the problem with eating in bed, making a mess in bed, especially when there are liquids involved.
Plenty of people can eat in bed. And there's breakfast in bed.
Sure.
But it's only for those who are careful.
Yeah, I also feel like breakfast in bed is served to you. You do not serve yourself a breakfast in bed.
So you didn't put the bowl down
No,
on a night table, get into bed, get comfortable, and then pick the bowl back up. You tried to do everything
That's right.
while you're moving. That seems problematic, and it seems like you were asking for it.
You know what? And I was trying to focus on not spilling any of that milk before getting to bed, but I still did it. And so basically today I took it pretty easy. I washed my comforter because I don't want it to smell like sour old, but kind of sweet milk.
Yeah.
And I was pretty hungry by the time we got to Loïc.
So the mini wheats didn't fill you up?
No, not from like 2 in the morning until 6 p.m.
What are you eating the mini wheats for the sugar coating or for the health factor?
For the health.
For the
Is
health
the wheat?
factor.
The wheat is the health?
Well, remember the old commercials? It would be like the stuck-up parents being like, oh, our son's so mature, he's going to grow up to be the president because he likes eating mini wheats. And then it goes down to the kid, and he's just in his basement bedroom playing video games, being like, the parents are so stupid. They don't know why us kids love mini wheats because of all the frosting.
I don't even remember this ad campaign.
Yeah? That was the thing. It was basically just kids love the frosting and parents will never understand. And it's like this big sick joke they play on everybody.
This sounds like such a 90s children's ad campaign.
Yeah. Oh, I think most cereal that was delicious had the same kind of pitch, like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Mm-hmm. Same thing. I think there'd always be people trying to inspect why kids loved it so much.
That's right.
but only kids could see the shiny cinnamon
Swirls.
Yeah.
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 Or even tricks. Tricks are for kids.